Welcome to the world of today. Our planet sustains an incredible global population of more than 7 billion people. We live out our lives playing soccer, throwing birthday parties, sleeping in late,
and writing email.
Our modern lives made possible because we no longer spend the majority of our days hunting and gathering for food. As a species, we have perfected and refined methods of farming, yielding more and more food out of less and less land to help feed our growing population. Now, most of us plan what we'll eat and when, falling asleep with full stomachs.
But despite all our progress, close to 1 billion people go to sleep every night, hungry.
Overpopulation.
Find out more about...
Way back in 1950, when my parents were born, there were 2.5 billion people on this planet. By the time I arrived in 1985, this had doubled to 5 billion people. Today, there are roughly 7 billion, and by the time I'll retire, it's expected to be around 10 billion people. That means that it took from the beginning of humanity 200,000 years ago until 1950 to reach 2.5 billion people, but it will only take 100 more years to add 3 times that amount. In other words, the population is growing exponentially. Let me put it differently. By the time you've reached the end of this video, about 300 people have been added to the planet. In an hour from now, there will be 8,500 more people, and this time tomorrow, we'll have 200,000 new Pride and Joy. 1.4 million per week, and 76 million per year. And when there are more people, there are more mouths to be fed. In fact, there's more demand for all the stuff that we need to live. Energy, water, food, and space. Imagine that the world's population has tripled since the 1950s. That means that we need 3 times as much oil, wood, coal, uranium, electricity, potable water, fish, meat, cereals, vegetables, and of course space. Space to live, but also to grow the food and produce the goods that we need. But wait a minute, the Earth didn't increase by threefold now, did it? No, it didn't. We still have the same amount of natural resources we had then, or actually less, as we've kept consuming in the meantime. So this decreasing amount of natural resources has to be shared with an increasing amount of people. Oh, and did I mention that these people are consuming more individually as well? And what will we do when shortages appear? Take water, for instance. If the beginning of a river flows...
A baby girl born Sunday tips the Philippine population to 100 million. Baby Chonalyn was born at the Dr. Josefa Bella Hospital in Manila at 12:35 a.m. 2012 research by the University of Asia and the Pacific projects the Philippines will grow to 109.74 million in 2020. By 2030, the Philippine population is expected to hit 126.32 million. 500 million people live in Asia, who now live in slums. Asia is the region with the highest growth rate. The United Nations predicts Asia's population will be over 5 billion people by 2050. Habitat for Humanity's Charlie Aiko says housing deficits across the continent need to be tackled decisively now, as they'll become much harder to solve in the future.
The mere fact of a growing population speaks for a growth in demand, built in. And secondly, as was mentioned by the very first speaker, Dr. Villegas, a baby may be a mouth to feed today, but it's 2 hands and a brain tomorrow. And all of those 2 hands and all of those brains get together and do things for the country. Okay? So that is economic growth, and that is prosperity, and that is our future. I would like to take the opportunity to mention also that really to appeal to everybody to think that the Philippines stands at a crossroads. So many countries have taken the wrong turn on this one and limited their population by government policy. Okay, I'd like to stress that, because in the fact and in the act of economic growth, population growth slows down anyway. As your economy grows, women enter the workplace, women get married later, have their children later, therefore, ipso facto, they have fewer children. That's the experience of every country. So there is no need to step on the brakes. The brakes are built in already. And we have such an opportunity. So many countries have stepped on the brakes. And we have such wonderful people here who can adapt to so many other cultures. And we should take that opportunity. We should look at our people as assets.